Welcome back. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa has signed the National Small Enterprise Amendment Bill. It's set to pave the way for enhanced government support to SMEs. This also aims to simplify and strengthen the services provided to SMEs. And join me now as we take a look at how small businesses have reacted to the news is CEO of the Small Business Institute, John Dludlu. Thank you so much for your time, John. Now, talk to me about the need for this amendment.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Zena. But it's with mixed feelings that we received this piece of law because we have been engaging with the Department of Small Business Development, and this was not our preference. While we agree with the spirits and the motivations that prompted these amendments, we just thought there was a better way of implementing a better support system for SMEs and cooperatives, and changing the law was not one of them. Can I give you an example?
Yes, please.
One example is the issue of non-payment of small business suppliers by government and SOEs and big businesses. There are two ways that we proposed to government. Government has got a policy that all suppliers must be paid within 30 days. Now, we just ask government to do its job and hold those responsible for not paying small businesses on time to account. Fire them. There has yet to be one person who's either in jail or fired for killing a small business by not paying it on time. The second one was, instead of people litigating government for bills that have not been paid, we said, why don't you raise the threshold of small claims court? Right now, it's around 50,000 Rand, and it only provides for individuals to take their disputes there. Now, if you just tweak the law and raise the threshold to, say, 5 million Rand, you actually have the mechanism. It's free, it's accessible. You don't have to change the law. Our biggest reservation and concern is our government, with all the good intentions, does not have a very good track record of setting up new institutions.
And one of those, I mean, as you talk about litigation, is the incorporation of the Ombud services. So it seems that small businesses wanted one thing, but in trying to get to that objective, government went another way. How far do you think that can go, that Ombud services part of it?
By the way, this is not a new proposal.
Yes.
We opposed it when it was originally proposed by the DA a few years ago. We opposed it again now when it was proposed by the ANC government during the 6th administration. And for the same reasons, why set up new institutions when you have existing institutions that can be tweaked a bit?
Okay.
So, for example, the unfair business practices, we have the Competition Commission and the Competition Tribunal. Why don't we have this institution to do this job and prioritize the complaints of small businesses?
Instead of giving the responsibility now to the minister?
Instead of giving the responsibility to a new institution that will take years to set up. Take the Border Management Authority. How long did it take? It was gazetted and approved by Malusi Gigaba as Home Affairs Minister. It only started operating last year. Now, how long is it going to take to set up this Ombuds office?
Yeah.
Yes.
Meanwhile, there's still many issues to be dealt with in terms of high litigation costs and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
There are many litigation costs. And then, of course, the one that keeps me very nervous and awake at night is the merger of 3 institutions. First, good talent has already started leaving government. The merger of SIFA, the finance agency, SEDA, the Small Enterprise Development Agency, and then the Cooperatives Bank. Again, it will take years to merge these institutions. The people who are going to benefit are lawyers, accountants, and auditors and consultants from this.
Yeah. I mean, also just with this, John, I mean, what are SMEs working and hoping to get from this amendment, I guess obviously you do have still mixed feelings. Are there maybe some opportunities that you are seeing there where, where you're hoping to at least boost, financial and non-financial support for small businesses?
To a small business owner, I think they are so desperate that they will take anything right now. We just saw a survey of their confidence levels. Surprisingly, they are very confident about the fortunes of their businesses as well as the fortunes of their households. And this was taken before the elections. So we would not blame them if they keep an open mind about these amendments, but we did not need them.
Yeah. So, okay, I hear you on that, because it seems that small businesses are more optimistic about the prospects of the sector under this GNU. But I guess at this point, would you say it's just sentiment and that businesses still kind of are experiencing cautious optimism because there's so much more that needs to be done on the ground?
There is no survey that we have taken on the GNU. But there are several factors that are changing variables on the ground. For example, we haven't had load shedding for more than 120 days. That has lifted the mood up a bit. The second one is there is hope that the recessionary conditions are sort of the way of the past, and that before the end of the year, we will have at least 2 interest rate cuts. That brings a sense of relief to the cost of living crisis, which also affects small business owners, by the way.
John, just lastly, because I mean, it is all about engagement, small business, institutions like yours engaging with government. And from what you're saying is that some things have fallen on deaf ears. How are you working on kind of making that, that communication vessel a little bit smoother?
Yeah, we will keep the door open for engagement with government. And in us, government has got a willing and a capable partner to engage with. We work in the ecosystem, we work on the ground. We know the pains and feelings of, so we can't shut the door. Hopefully it doesn't go the way of the NHI, the National Health Insurance Bill, which ends up in courts, gets stopped by courts. Small businesses do not have money to litigate. Certainly, all of these matters are not magistrates' court matters. These are high court matters, very expensive. So we'll keep our doors and our hand of cooperation with government open.
All right. Well, thank you so much for giving us your insights on the latest development when it comes to the small business ecosystem there, John. That was the CEO of the Small Business Institute, John Dludlu.